love this whole landscape. There's a Hackpen Hill, White Horse up there, up on the Ridgeway. These are my two favourite stones, the cove stones. I'm actually, if I walk about here, I'm following the Michael line right now, the Michael current, and to my left Mary swings in, and right about here she swings across and Mary heads over in the direction of the stone there, and Michael continues straight ahead. Both of them arc over towards Windmill Hill. I really love these stones. There's a really lovely energy here. Heading on down to the wishing tree. Here's the wishing tree. Oh. So forgive me, I'm a bit out of breath because I've got a cold at the moment. People tie all the ribbons on the roots. You can make wishes or leave them in memory of lost loved ones. It's a beautiful spot. I love the way the roots spread all over the surface. Just in front of the church there, the southern inner circle. So we're looking back towards the cove stones beyond the trees just there. The Michael and Mary currents run pretty much parallel through the inner circle, and then they run in between two pairs of gate stones. So you've got those ones there and those ones there. They run parallel, and then as we now swing over and look towards the avenue, Michael runs down along there, and Mary runs over the hill towards Silbury. There's some lovely energy here. It's Getting a bit busy now. Following the two lines again as we head into the southern inner circle. Been down here with a group of friends and there's a lot of interesting energies going on around this area. Sometimes as the sun sets, I like to come and sit on one of these stones, or lean up against it I should say. This marker here was actually where there was a 30-foot high stone, and it's very interesting. You can actually dowse the energy bands around the stones, and I found that you can actually point up the stone and still detect the energy bands even though it's no longer here. These two stones mark Michael and Mary as they cross through here. Oh, I can feel it too. There's a really strong energy there. It's very interesting, the lines do actually move about in here. We found that as we dowse them, they seem to come up in a different place. And it does send the rod actually spinning as well, which is interesting. I was out here with a friend last week and we discovered that some of these trees actually seem to have energy currents flowing between them. So there's one flowing from this tree all the way at a diagonal across to that one over there. You know, I've been to Avebury more times than I can count. This place is imbued with a beauty that goes beyond the physical, I think. Something vast, ancient, deeply powerful here. Many of us sense it in the stones and in the ground that we stand on. Some directly, or maybe with a dowsing rod. It's the Neolithic people who built this and other sites like it. I think this energy sort of formed the basis of their primary reality. I'm pretty convinced of that now. Is it intellectual? Is that a word? Maybe super intellectual? I think we've got ourselves caught in a cul-de-sac. A useful and rather impressive set of tools has taken control of its user. We're mesmerised by them and all the cool manipulation of our sensed physical reality. Our culture has been taught to fear this energy, sort of further imprisons us in this intellectual bind. I think it's time that we see these binds for what they are and let them go, because it is us hanging on to them. There's a sort of free-form magic. It's a flow. We trust and let these energies direct us. They instruct us through synchronicity and flow states. Carl Jung called it an acausal connection principle. So I suppose intellect is causal and this is acausal. I think in the end, this energy is life itself. We are it. These dowsing rods that we use, I think are crutches. I've certainly found that you can kind of sense without them in the end, certainly Michael and Mary lines. St James's Church in Avebury. Welcome all pilgrims, all faith and none, from near or far. Oh, ain't that interesting? Dragons. An old bell frame. I've noticed that a lot before. They seem to want to erase faces. Now we're heading towards the avenue, and I'm going to follow it all the way down to the sanctuary. Same with them right beneath me. Do these lines actually go underground? I mean, we can't see them right, they might be just above ground. Something interesting along the way. This stone is a polisher. So if you have a look down here, you've got this little smooth bit. Used to polish axe heads and maybe arrowheads as well, who knows. We're actually following Michael as he passes along the avenue here. Mary's swung over beyond that hill now, where she'll intercept Silbury Hill. And our eventual destination going this way is the sanctuary, which was stone and timber. All that's left there now are concrete marker stones. But the energies are still there, and Michael and Mary actually crossed there too. When you come here too often like I do, you start to get to know these stones, and this one I call Snooty Shark Face. It's looking a little bit disapprovingly with a nose up in the air. So stones have all but disappeared from the avenue here, and just going to continue on now. Eventually we're going to walk on the road, so I'm going to practice not dying, and if I'm still skilled at it, you might even get to see the video. One or two stones remain down this way. So we're just about to walk along this small section of road, and then we're going to take our chances on the A4 and cross over. It's a useful route off the A4. So it should take me pretty much straight to the sanctuary. And here we are. It's the inner circle. Oh. That's a beautiful blessing. Pine cone, a stone and a feather. Perfect. I think the blue stones are stones or were stones, and I think the red is what used to be timber. Michael and Mary cross right here. So Michael's taken a more direct route, pretty much the one I walked, and Mary has swung over from Silbury, which you can just about see in the distance there. And yeah, she's swung all the way around and then come down here. So they cross here, and then the next crossing point I think is down that way, which is Roundway, up on the old hill fort. Just to the side of the sanctuary is the Ridgeway, which continues south of the A4, and you can see there's some tumuli there. There's one there, and over the road we've got a couple, 3 there. I think they were made a lot later than the sanctuary, maybe Bronze Age. I swear I've heard it somewhere before that they were even Romans sort of copied them, although not too sure about that. There's Westconnett Longbarrow. Lots of these marker stones around it. I wonder if they just show the position of where old stones used to be, or whether there's something else going on with them. I know sometimes on some of these sites there does seem to be something going on with them. Just leave it there for now. It's apparently built around 3650 BC. It's interesting. It's a nice big one. Okay, that's interesting. Anytime I've come here before, energetically it's been really flat, but now it's really buzzing. It's switched on. There is a view outside. sit here for a bit. As you come into the main chamber at the end, there's a little power spot, and it's about here. So if you do come to West Kennet Long Barrow and you manage to get some time alone, try and stand here and see what you feel. So it's probably about a metre away from each of the walls. We're on the top of Long Barrow at the moment. So there's the skylight into the end chamber. And we're looking back there towards the entrance. The Mary line actually swings through here, and just off the end there makes an arc round to the springs, which, if you can see my finger, are kind of over. Actually, no, they're that way. Yep, they're that way. So it makes a turn around there. And from the springs, she then continues, intersecting Silbury Hill, across a little stream that we're going to go to soon, and back into the Avebury complex. There's a pick your own pumpkin field. Swallowhead Spring. Really love this place. It's a really good place to come and recharge. These springs dry out in the height of summer. There's actually 3 of them, I'll show you in a second. It all feeds into the Kennet, which also dries out. I've walked along this riverbed in the summer. There's a tiny little source here I didn't know existed. There's another one here, which actually looks, and I believe this, it looks like it comes from the Long Barrow. There used to be a lovely copper pentagram here, but it seems to have gone. The main spring comes from up there, and yeah, just where that stone is, Mary swings across at right angles to the flow. Yeah, there you go, you got the stone there and the stone there. So she swings just through here before going round to Silbury. I find the energy in this place is amazing. And this is where I'm going to sit and have my gluten-free lunch. There's Silbury Hill, all flooded out at the moment. The hill itself is made of alternate organic and inorganic layers, which is interesting because that's how orgone accumulators are also made. So there's this kind of life energy. You've also got Mary running right through the middle of it, pretty much directly bisects it. There's an amazing energy up the top there. You can actually feel it. It's strange. It literally warms up your legs when you're standing there. You feel a heat that rises from it. It's quite interesting. Sun is now set. I'm up near the hare path, near the wishing tree, and just finishing the day right where the big stone is. There's a nice little indent there, you can sit there, it's quite relaxing. Energy there is really nice. I'm charging some water there I've got from Swallowhead Springs. And soon I'll head back up the road there towards the pub and get the bus back to my travel lodge. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to making another one.